Ben, the sun is shining, it's summertime, the Munster final is coming up. You've mentioned before this is where you and all the players want to be. Congratulations first of all on reaching a Munster final, no small achievement. What is the mood in the camp like heading into another showdown with Limerick?
Yeah, fellas looking forward to it. I suppose you hit the nail on the head there, a bit of fine weather, fellas are delighted to be out playing in it, and big games ahead of us. So look, Sunday week is going to be some battle, but the boys are prepared for it and we're looking forward.
You didn't necessarily get the test in the second half you might have usually expected from Clare. Obviously they played the week before, but I suppose Limerick felt the same way in their second half against Tipperary. Does that make any difference coming into it, the fact that you know Limerick didn't get the benefit of a really tough challenge from Tipperary the same way you didn't get the tough challenge you expected from Clare?
No, I don't think that's going to have any bearing on the game. Look, we've 2 weeks to get ready for it now, and they have 2 weeks to get ready for it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of work done in both squads, and to be just down to who can eke the most out of themselves on the day.
Chaoimh McGrath, the Irish Examiner, complimented the Cork team's effort in when the scores were there late in the game, when the subs came on. There was a hunger, there was work rate, they didn't let up. You must have been really pleased with that as well, because the score that you put up, 130, was very impressive. The game was won probably just before the end, but that's what you want out of your players?
Yeah, and even outside of the scores that we got late in the game, it was the work rate out of our full forward line, our half forward line. Fellas with 73 and 74 minutes gone, they were still chasing back 15-60 yards just to get a hook or turn a fellow over. So look, that's what we'll be more happy with. The scores are, that's the finishing part of it, but we like to see the work that's done before we get them.
Your defensive effort as well, from the two lines as well. Damien Callahan on the edge of the square, guy that's had to come in with injuries. You've said next man up always as the season has progressed, but I think he exemplified that when an opportunity has arisen for him to put his stake in that jersey, he's done so, and he's just one example. Yeah,
I suppose, look, Damo was a prime candidate. He was told at the start of the year that he would probably cover, and he took it on the chin. He said that's fine, I'll train away hard, and if I'm needed I'll be ready. And as it turned out, Damo was needed, and he hasn't been found wanting in any of the games he played so far, and I'm sure that if he gets his chance next day, he'll be champion to beat to go again.
Speaking of the next day, it's Limerick again. From a manager's point of view, from a management team's point of view and planning, you've played each other so often, they know you as well as you know them, Ben. How, I suppose, from what I'm asking is, how difficult is it, or is it difficult to prepare for a game like this, to come up with something new, or you know what you're getting into and so do they? Like, is it difficult because you know each other so well at this stage?
I suppose we're very familiar at this stage, but I suppose, look, they'll be working a few bits and we'll be working a few bits, and look, it's whoever can execute them the best, but look, it's where we want to be, it's where they want to be. We wanted to be in the Munster final. I'm sure if you go down and ask them, they want to be in the Munster final as well. Like, so, if we have to play them 10 times in the year, there's going to be 10 massive games. But our boys are looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll give a big performance.
The Munster Championship's current format, 3 out of 5 go through. There's been some comments obviously around the country in the build-up. Now, it doesn't necessarily affect yourselves or Limerick or Clare at the moment, but the format as it currently stands, are you a fan of that, or there is an alternative suggestion out there that all 5 Leinster and all 5 Munster teams in theory could potentially go through and play off? Are you happy with the way it is at the moment? It gives that bit of bite and edge, or would you like to see the likes of the other Munster and Leinster counties hurling a bit later into the year?
Yeah, I suppose, look, everyone will have their own opinion, but I'm happy enough with the format at the moment. It's, as you see in Munster, and I suppose the same in Leinster's cutthroat, that if you're off a small bit any day you can be beaten, and it could cost you in qualifying after. But I think the format has been very good, and if you're not winning 2 of your games, you're probably unlikely to get out of the group. So you're still getting your games, and if you're not getting out of the group, well, there's 2 other teams getting out before you.
It suits you in that even though there wasn't a lot for either team to play for the last day, like that idea that there was a Munster final on offer. I know how highly you prize reaching a Munster final. You won 5 medals as yourself. You've been able to tell the players that, that some of the lads that haven't won a Munster at senior level, it's an important game, an important day in their careers when everything is finished. They're one of the days that they look back on, so it's worth getting to, and it's certainly worth winning.
Yeah, definitely. As I said yesterday, when you look back in your career, when you finish and your career is short, you don't think at the time, but your career is short, it's medals that you're going to be judged on. So look, this is another chance on Sunday to pick up a medal. Munster Championship, from as way back as I can remember, it was always big days, sell-out crowds in Thurles or in Limerick or here in Cork. These days fellas are watching when they're small for say, I'd love to be there someday. So I'm sure all the boys are the same as that, and look, it's Munster final, it's the second biggest game of the year.
You've been very good to us in the media since you came in, and you've been very open with the players as well, and allowing them to, be themselves and when they're asked questions and give honest answers. Not every intercounty manager is like that. It's refreshing to hear the players talk honestly and talk openly about their ambitions and what it means for them to play the Cork. I think you've instilled that confidence in them that they feel it's okay for them to say those things. You must be pleased though that they're backing it up with the win so far this year.
Yeah, and look, they've got a lot of grief off certain parts of the media as well for saying something, and they get castigated for comments that they make. But if you go to any county team at the start of the year and to say what you want to do, you want to win the All-Ireland. And if you don't have that in the back of your head, well, there's no point training for 7 or 8 months. So look, we're no different time than this. I'm sure you go to Limerick, you go to Clare, you go to Dublin, all them fellas at the back of the head, that's the finishing point that they want to get to. Now, we mightn't get to that point, but you have to have it in your head that that's what you're working towards. But no, look, the boys there, they're not telling any lies. If they're asked a question, they're giving an honest answer. And some people won't like their opinion, and some people will. So look, if the boys have something to say, there's no problem, they can go away and say it.
We've talked about it before, I'm going to bring it up again. The atmosphere here at SuperValu Pairc in Chaoimh last day for the Clare game was unreal. The noise when the goal went in, Brian Hayes' goal. You've already spoken about how important the Cork fans are to the team and how well the players interact with them. It's going to be an absolute humdinger against Limerick again in the Munster final. It's going to be a full house. The fact that they played in front of a full house, is that a benefit, or are they just well used to it at this stage?
They're well used to it at this stage. They don't think twice about it. They go in once the balls are in, they're just focused on that. But I suppose the hardest part of it is the struggle for tickets now.
Yeah.
Do you know, you see, I think with 35,000 here, there was about 35,000 Cork people here on Sunday, so they're not all going to get tickets again for the next, so you can imagine the scramble for the next few days looking for tickets. But look, it's all part of it. And look, not everyone's going to get in, not everyone's going to be happy, but look, it is what it is. There's only a certain capacity.
Just finally, you've been open about what you wanted to do all year. You wanted to win every game. National League, did win the league final. You kept the same mantra, win every game in Munster. You've done that up to this point. There's obviously a bigger prize down the line that we'll talk about in time to come. But winning a Munster championship for you in your first year as senior manager, for your family, for where you come from, not just for the players, but for you personally, what would it mean?
Sure, look, I suppose hurling's everything for a lot of people in Cork, and I suppose we've had a few quiet years compared to way back in the 60s and 70s. I suppose a few quiet years, and it's just nice to be involved with a team that are getting to finals, and it's just hopefully that we'll be able to pull it off and win them. There's no point getting there if you're not winning them. But no, look, I'm the same as every other Cork person. I'm a Cork supporter, number one, and all I want to see is Cork winning everything. That's not going to happen, but and I'm sure every other county is the same. But I just see Cork, and that's it. I don't want anyone else winning anything. So maybe be greedy and selfish, but that's just the way I'm wired.
Excellent stuff. Best luck in that final.
Thanks, John. Thanks very much.